Hi, and welcome to BB's Crafty Haven. I am Belinda, and as always, thank you again for stopping by my channel today. It always means so much. And today we have the Just Your Imagination Challenge with our hosts, Brenda from Rustic and Lace, and Kathy Jo from Kathy Jo DIYs, and our guest host this month is me. So, with that, as many as you know, this challenge comes with 3 items that we must use, and this month is hot glue, paint stir sticks, and shower caps. So with all that, why don't we get on with the crafting and see what I made for you today. DIY number 1. Okay, we're going to start out. We have a pack of the small and large paint stir sticks, and I can't remember the measurements of what I cut off. I know the longer side, I just cut off the rounded part where the handle is, but I can't remember the end parts. I lost that piece of paper with the measurements. I'm sorry about that. But I take a little wood glue and hot glue, and I glue this together. And yes, I'm a little out of frame, but it shows up on the other side better. I end up having to change the angle of my camera because this is a little bigger than I thought it was going to be, but it turned out beautiful. And then I take a popsicle stick and I use wood glue and hot glue just to help secure the corners together. And you'll see that better here in a minute because I do move things around a little bit. And eventually I will change my whole camera angle completely so you get a better view of everything I'm doing. But here, you'll get a better view. And then again, I just use some wood glue and hot glue to tack those ends. And what I do to this end, I'm going to do to the other end. And it turns out to be like a rectangle, not a complete square. That's square. So, but yeah, just a little wood glue and hot glue. And then I'm going to take a popsicle stick and I'm going to cut that down, and I'm going to use wood glue and hot glue again to secure those ends together. And and then of course I do this to the other end as well. And I don't think I show you everything. I edited this over a week ago, so I can't remember what I left in and what I hadn't. It's been a kind of a busy week. So, all right, here's our little rectangle, a little frame. And then I got this, and we're going to tack this. This is not going to be, okay, I'm just using wood glue on this, but we're not tacking this directly in the middle of this. This is not the middle of this rectangle. It's actually a little offset. It's smaller on the right end than the left end, or the top part of the camera versus the bottom part of the camera. It's smaller on the bottom part, and then the topper part's a little wider. And then I'm going to take some more popsicle sticks and do the same thing. The only thing I did is that I turned them the wrong way. And there's a reason for it, because I got to tack things to the end of this, and I turned the popsicle sticks the wrong way. They should actually go the other way, not that way. I think I end up turning this one the correct way, but and cutting it down. It was a little big. But it takes me a minute, and then I realize, oh crap, I shouldn't have done it that way. So I have to fix it. See here, that's the way you want it, because you need the top and the bottom of that popsicle stick to be free. Okay, again, I'm sorry, I think these are about 9 inches, and I think 9.5 of these. One I had to cut completely in half, and I use wood glue and hot glue, and I go completely down, all the way down. And like I said, this top part is bigger than the bottom part, and there's a reason for that. I'm sorry, again, I don't remember the measurements. I don't know what I did with that piece of paper, but I do this all the way down. And like I said, I think it took 9.5, which worked perfect because I needed the other half for the bottom half. So, and I basically do this on the bottom half, besides it's shorter sticks. And again, repeating myself here, but I lost the measurements. And every once in a while, I do put some wood glue on the edges of the sticks too, to help secure them together, to keep them together, because I did make this for a gift, as a gift for a friend at church. So here's the bottom half. And again, I'm doing the exact same thing. And you can see where I put that popsicle stick, what I meant by turning it that way, because I needed the to have a ledge to set the stir sticks on, the paint stir sticks on. And again, I do put a little bit of wood glue on the edges as well to help secure it. And then, of course, I'd use the wood glue and the hot glue on the ends to help have that permanent and immediate hold for me while I finish up this project, so I don't have to wait hours for it to dry. Of course, this wood glue does set up pretty quickly, and it's pretty strong. I actually really like it. I use it a lot. It comes from Dollar Tree. But I do that all the way down, just like I did the top piece. Okay, I take those wood sticks and I make corner pieces, and I 100% plead the fifth on how many templates I went through and extra pieces, spare pieces I went through before I finally got them correctly. I don't know. I can't do corner pieces. I'm sorry. It was pain. Again, I plead the fifth on all of that. And I even messed up one of the corner pieces and had to use spackling to fill it. But after I painted it and sanded it, you can't even tell that's what happened. And as you can see, I took one of the crossways and I did cut them in half to fit on this way. These corner pieces worked out great. I don't know. Like I said, I 100%. And I also plead the fifth on how long this took me to do. So we just won't go there. Anyways, once I get those in there, and as you can see, I'm using some wood glue and hot glue. And I actually show you the piece I messed up, I think, up close, but the spackling fills it in beautifully, and you only know it's there because I told you it's there. See right there. Yeah, it didn't quite work out, and I just used the spackling, and it works out great. And then once I get that done and I get dried and sanded, I'm going to paint that entire thing in my white by Apple Barrel. And after I get that all painted and dried, I'm going to take this gray. It's not called gray granite, but it's actually pretty much the same color as gray granite. I can't remember the name of it. But I dry brush this all over this door that we've made. And if I get heavy-handed in any spots, I'll go back with my white from Apple Barrel and cover that up a little bit just to, you know, blend it in a little better, and you can't tell. But yeah, I do this all over this whole entire board. We're going to distress this a little bit. And this project turned out beautiful. This is my favorite project of this whole video. And I gave this to a lady at church, and I loved it. And that's it, yeah. I can't believe I left all this in. You didn't need to see all that. But the wax, I take the wax, and I just haphazardly go around the edges of every board, like around the ends, the edges, the corners, the nooks and crannies, and stuff like that. Because I'm really just going to end up taking my sander and sanding it all in and blending it in. As you can see, it's just spotted here and there. I'm just randomly, just whatever, going nuts around the edges and things like that. And once I get those the wax all put where I like, then I'll sand everything down and blend everything together and really distress it out a little bit. And I left all this in for you too. So, yay. Yay for us, huh? Hopefully I'm done here soon. Yep, there we go. We're going to sand it. I then took a tissue paper and taped it to some cardstock and put it through my printer. And I've seen other people do this. First time I've done this, and it worked wonderful. I end up just tearing it, and I end up doing the iron method. I put down Mod Podge, then dry it, and then put the paper down and parchment paper and iron it on. And you can't even tell that there was something I printed it on. It just came out beautifully. And I like doing the tear method because, I don't know, I I don't know. I think it looks better when you tear it than cut it out. And it has perfect lines. I think it helps blend into the project better. But yeah, I'll just put Mod Podge down and dry it. And then, like I said, I'll just iron it on there. And then I also put Mod Podge back on top of it to help seal it. The only thing I really need to learn with my Mod Podge that I can't seem to learn because I keep making the same mistake over and over again is that I use way too much Mod Podge. You really don't need that much with this stuff, and I used way too much. I mean, this part wasn't too bad. It was putting the Mod Podge back on top of the tissue paper to seal it. You didn't need to use very much, and I did. But again, this blends in so nice. It actually looks like it's printed on the wood. You can't even tell that I used tissue paper. And then I took these molds that I got off of Amazon and I filled them with hot glue. Hot glue is one of our items. And this is what we meant by hot glue in this challenge, is to use it in a creative way, not in the traditional way you use hot glue to hold things together. But not that we couldn't use it that way, obviously. But I take my black from Apple Barrel and I'm going to take that little keyhole thing. Obviously, this will be the keyhole for our door. And I'm going to paint that whole thing black. And then I got these hinges. And I used some gel hot super glue. And I used that glue from Dollar Tree. And I use some hot glue, which obviously hot glue will not work on this 100%. I just needed that little immediate hold just to hold it together until I could mess with it. And I also use clamps to clamp these down. And of course, what I do to this one, I'll do to the other one at the bottom. And then we're going to take this and we're going to hot glue our hot glue, which is a little weird. We're going to hot glue our hot glue mold down. And I just kind of position that where I think it would look best. And then I will take some black, the same black that I used to color it from, I think it was Apple Barrel black. I don't know. Black's black. And fill in that little keyhole to make it look like a full piece, I guess. Completed piece. I don't know. But I cover that little spot in there. And then once I get that finished, which I obviously left all that in for you guys too, I take more molds and more hot glue. And I used that mold. And these molds I got from Dollar Tree. Or not Dollar Tree. Amazon. The pink one I think I got from Hobby Lobby. But I take the little fleur-de-lis that I filled in. I took 4 of them. And we're going to put them in the corner of the top part of our door. And I'm going to hot glue my hot glue molds down. And then the other ones, I put one on the top of the words and one on the bottom of the words. And when you see it at first, you're going to think the top one looks crooked, and you are correct. But I go off camera and fix that. It was pretty much it was a really easy fix. And I actually surprised myself because I didn't break the mold, because I thought I'd break the mold when I took it off. But I fixed that. It's hard to tell right here, but you'll notice it more when I put the bottom one on, that it's a little off. But yeah, then I do that. And then I do put a wire hanger on the back, but I know I don't show that. And I think that's pretty much it. I think this is all I show in the project. No, there's one more thing I do. I forgot. Once I get those on and I fix that mold at the top, I don't have any like gold rub and buff and stuff like that. So I just took my gold metallic. And we're going to cover, just kind of use my finger and brush it over top of the molds because I want to bring out the designs of the molds. And I also do that on the hinges as well. And like I said, I add a wire hanger in the back, but I don't show that in this project. Or on camera, I should say. But after I do this, that's it for this project. And once I get those on, and you'll see a better view of this in the final reveal. Even the details that the gold brought out. So stay tuned to that. You'll see that at the end of this video. But that is it for this project. Let me know in the description box below what you thought of this. This is my favorite project of this whole thing. So I hope it's yours too, and I hope you liked it as well. And I'm going to finish that up and show you every little bit of it. But like I said, it's beautiful. I'm actually amazed myself. Actually, I would like to make it myself, but I don't want to do those crossbars at the bottom again. Those were a pain in the butt. So that's it. And now we're on to DIY number 2. And I take one of those mats from Dollar Tree, those little plastic mats, and we're going to take our shower caps. This is my least favorite one. This one didn't turn out like I thought it would, but it's okay. And I took a template I found off of, I just Googled it, a lampshade template, small lampshade template, and we're going to make a lampshade. That's what I cut out. That's what I printed and cut out from the internet. And then first I used a pencil, which was stupid. I don't know. I think it's because the first thing I grabbed, you know, whatever's closest. But you can't even really see the pencil mark, so I end up having to grab a marker. And I really try to use the pencil because I'm lazy, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta stop this and grab the marker. Yeah, I know. But yeah, I just trace that out, and then I'll cut that out. And I'm gonna show you guys me tracing it out. So there we go. This is what happens when you edit over a week ago and then forget to check it again. So, but there we go. And then I'll just cut that out. No biggie deal. And then once I get that cut out, oh my gosh, I'm going to show you guys cutting it out too. Wow. Okay. I am so sorry. This is very boring, and I apologize. And this should have been seriously edited out. And yeah, I'm a moron. It happens. Editing is actually very boring, let me tell you. I love making these videos, but the editing part is, yeah. So, I don't know if I recommend this part. Again, too much Mod Podge. Mod Podge didn't really like the plastic of the shower cap. It kept sliding around. It didn't really want to dry. I mean, I don't know. It didn't really work out very well like I wanted it to. I went ahead and left it in there because it is a cute idea. The concept is very adorable, and I'm not downing the project, or it's the first time I made one, so yes, there's flaws. So I probably going to make a different one, maybe with fabric next time. And you know, you make projects for the first time and you learn from them. Yes, it sticks down at first, but eventually, I don't know, it just kind of keeps sliding around. I end up using hot glue around the edges, and that helped. But you got to be careful with using hot glue with this plastic because it melts it, blah, 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 you know. So I end up cutting that out. Thank God I didn't show that for it part. But I got this ribbon. I think I got it at, I don't know if I got it at a thrift store, if I got it at Hobby Lobby in clearance, or I'm not 100% sure where I got it from, but it's very beautiful. It's lacy, it's beady, it's beautiful, and I'm going to use this on the edging of this. Again, be careful because this is all plastic, and it did melt a little bit here and there, but you can't see it because I end up covering it, so I don't know. But I go all the way around the top and the bottom, and I do leave a little space on the ends because when I fold it, I want it to be able to fold and stick together, which was another issue. I couldn't get the stuff to really stick. I had a heck of a time. I mean, I eventually got it, and I had to use clamps and then walk away for a little bit because I was actually getting frustrated with this one a little bit. But again, it was my first time making one, and I did learn from it. I definitely think I want to make something, go do this again, but just with different materials. And I actually still have it. I haven't done anything with it yet. And it's still holding together, surprisingly. It's been over a week, and it's actually still holding together pretty well. So I don't know. Maybe I did do a decent job. I don't know. But I know there's an easier way of doing this. So, but again, I like the concept of it. So we're going to turn this, and like I said, this is kind of where I had issues. I couldn't get it to fold over right, and it kept poking out, and it wasn't, I don't know, it it didn't stay rounded. It was it's kind of weird. It didn't want to stay like in that round shape. Like maybe if I would have done this and kind of maybe set something on top of it to kind of smash it, maybe to help mold it better. I don't know. I haven't quite decided on the best outcome of how to do that yet. So we're gonna get that all together, and then I just take a glass from Dollar Tree, wine glass, and a light, and we have our lampshade. And then that's it. I mean, let me know in the description box what you below you think. I love the concept of this. I absolutely do, but I don't know if I like how this one turned out. So, anyways, on DIY number 3, we're going to take one of those square wood thingies from Dollar Tree, and I painted it in my, I think it blue pool or something. I don't know. And then we're going to take some of those shower caps again. And you can see like I made like half circles. And I made 2 with the pink checkered, and then I have 2 with the daisies. And I'm going to kind of scrunch it the middle up and kind of fan it out a little bit. And then I'm going to take a rubber band and rubber band the top. And I did that to one of them already. But I do this, I make 2 of the checkers and 2 of the daisies with this. And I kind of go small to big. Kind of make the bottom ones a little bit bigger than the top ones, and you'll see. But I don't show me doing it all. So. And I just kind of fan it out and kind of piece it together. Once I get all those done, and get those all fanned out and rubber bands at the top kind of scrunched up, as you can see, I'm going to take some hot glue. Again, be careful because it will melt it. And then I'm going to take that ribbon from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to edge the bottom part of each of these with that lace. And I go around all of them just like this, like you see me doing now. So basically what I do to this one, I'll do to the other 3. So, and this one you can actually go all the way up. We're not going to do anything like we did with the lampshade. So I go all the way to the edge on this one. And it looks like I left all this in for you guys as well. So I probably fell asleep editing, not realizing how much I left in. But yeah, this one ended up being a little big. I had to cut it down a little bit. It was a little too wonky and too big. I actually think I end up folding this one because it's still too big. When I go to lay it down and put it together, this is obviously the bottom one. This is the last layer. It's the bottom layer. It's the largest. So once I get that done, I'll do that to the other 3, and we'll be moving on. So, okay, now that I got them all together and I got them all laced up, I'm going to glue them together like this, like staggered. Be careful not to touch the rubber band with the hot glue because it will snap it. So I just kind of tack it down in the middle and kind of fan them out. And if they get too big, like this one was a little big, okay, that wasn't the bottom layer, it was the next layer up, the one that I was talking about. That ends up being the bottom layer. Anyways, I'm sorry. I just end up, like I said, I just hot glue them together. And being under each other, if it melts it a little bit, nobody saw it. You can't see it. So it works out. So I end up just kind of folding them if they were too big, and I just take the hot glue and continue tacking them together. And I think I end up having to cut some of it down a little bit too, but I don't know if I showed that or not. But yeah, we got our little dress. And I'm going to put that hat on top, and I'm going to hot glue that little hat on top of this. I hope it looks like a dress. It looks like a dress to me. I hope it looks like a dress to you guys too. And then once I get that done, and I have that all hot glued down, I'm going to take this ribbon, and the ribbon was too thick, so I folded it in half as you can see a little bit, and I just hot glued it. I did have a little trouble getting this to wrap around because I wanted it to lay a little bit more flat, and I couldn't get to lay flat, so. But I did struggle with it with a little bit on this, but it came out. This actually came out pretty cute. I was actually a little surprised. It's not my favorite. Obviously, the first project was my favorite, but this one actually turned out pretty cute. I was actually kind of impressed on how this one turned out as well. But once I get that tacked in with hot glue, I just kind of crisscross it at the bottom there. As you can see, I'm kind of struggling with getting it laid the way that I like it, or the way I want it to lay. It's not quite laying the way, and I think it's because the way I folded the ribbon. If I hadn't folded it, I should have just cut it in half and done it that way instead of folding it and hot gluing it, because it made it the ribbon kind of thick. That probably would have helped a lot. But I'll get that down and I'll crisscross it here at the bottom and hot glue that down. And then I'll take another piece of that ribbon and I kind of just cut it, tack the ends together and scrunch it in the middle to make a bow. And I don't know if I show that or not. I don't think so, because I don't always show my bow making. I'm getting more comfortable with it, so I'll probably start showing some more. But like I said, I just kind of made a circle, tacked the ends together, and scrunched it together, and with some jute. And then I'm going to take these daisies, and I'm going to put these daisies. I put one in the middle where the bow is, and then I put 2 daisies on each side, and I just hot glue those down on each side of the hat. And I do 2 on each side. And do I show it all? I might not. I don't know if I show every piece of this or not. It's probably why this video is a little, I don't usually go the full 30 minutes on my videos, but I think I did this one because obviously my editing on this one was a little sketchy. My mind wasn't into it. Like I said, it was a busy week and I was planning my husband's retirement party and I had a lot of other stuff going on. So anyways, this is what there's our little girl. And then I took these 1-inch letters that I get from Amazon and I painted them in white with my apple barrel. And I'm going to take wood glue and we are going to glue these letters, these welcome all the way down the side of the sign. And where the O is supposed to be is where I'm going to place a daisy. I was going to put the O, and then I changed my mind, and I thought a daisy would be cute where that belonged, so I made a space for it. And I think it turned out cute. I like this one. I thought this one was pretty cute. Very summer and spring-like, and I don't know if I'm going to do any more summer stuff. I may start heading into my fall stuff. Fall's my favorite. I love fall crafts. And I have so much in my mind right now to do, so I'm looking forward to that. I hope you guys are too. Anyways, I'm going to finish these letters, and then I think I make a messy bow. I don't know. Like I said, I edited this over a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago. I don't even remember. Everything's kind of like blended together for me, so. Okay, once I get that done, yeah, I didn't make a messy bow. I just, again, I'm sorry, I don't really show all my bow making, but I just made 2 round pieces, tacked them together, and stacked them on top of each other. Made a little tail, ducktailed them, and put jute together. I really need to get more comfortable with showing my bow so you guys can see these. I just gotta suck it up and do it. So, but then I take a daisy and I just stick that in the middle, and I put the original hanger in it, and then that's it for this project. You'll have to let me know in the description box below what you think of this. I like it. I think it turned out cute. I think it's adorable. And now we're on to our final reveal. And here's everything we made today. The little lampshade that I'm on. Sketchy. Love the concept. I don't know. And here's our little welcome sign. And here's my all-time favorite, this door, which I gave to a lady at church, and she absolutely loved it. I love that saying. But see, it's a little blurry, I'm sorry. But you can see some of the detail that gold brought out what I was talking about. And this is just my favorite. So let me know in the description box below what you think of everything. And I will see everybody on my next video. So until then, everybody have a great week.